Hello, Play the Game family. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. This episode of PTG is brought to you by our favorite tax man, Mr. David Roque. And guess what time of year it is? It is tax season, everyone's favorite. And we know it can be stressful, a little bit daunting, and intimidating if you are not using someone like David. You need someone on your team that gets your unique situations and how to get you the most for everything that you have worked so hard for all year. And having someone like David that you're not intimidated to ask questions or talk to is absolutely imperative. He is going to help you maximize your returns in an efficient way during these crazy times. And David is an accountant and paintball player from South Florida with over 6 years of personal and corporate tax experience. He has clients throughout the United States, so it doesn't matter what state you're in. He knows the legislation and is always willing to go the extra mile for his customers so that you feel good about the process and know that you are in good hands. All of David's filings are done with the highest integrity and due diligence, and working with him personally has been a truly excellent experience, and we are so happy to have him on board with PTG. He does all Play the Game's filings and is a great dude to work with. Somewhat unique situation with Marcelo and myself. I'm in Arizona, Marcelo is in Cali, but he has been able to help us jump through all the hoops and has been really easy to work with and fun to work with. So if you need someone in your quarter for tax season, David Roque is your man. Hit him up on the email at droque954@gmail.com, and he is with D. Roque Accounting. Once again, his email, droque954@gmail.com. This episode is brought to you by Lone Wolf Paintball. They are an online supplier and have been around since the beginning of the game as Michigan's premier paintball field and paintball supplier since 1987. They are rapidly expanding into the online retail space and supplying everything you need for paintball and to just have a great time out there at your local paintball fields. They're amazing for the paintball community, and they have got it all for you. Go to lonewolfpaintball.com to get any of your favorite brands, and head over there and take a quick surf on the Lone Wolf Paintball wave at lonewolfpaintball.com. They have what you need at a great price, and they boast amazing customer service and same-day shipping, which is outstanding because it's always nice to order something and know it's on its way immediately. So go ahead, give them a look, check out their YouTube, their Instagram. The Instagram name is Lone Wolf PB. YouTube is Lone Wolf Paintball. And keep up to date with deals, sales, and content. PTG is absolutely honored to have them on board. So head over to lonewolfpaintball.com and become a part of their community. PTG is brought to you by Brand CBD. They are a CBD powerhouse making a huge splash in the paintball industry in 2021 and beyond. Be on the lookout for them at NXL events and everywhere in between. CBD is an absolute staple in my healing process, and they are helping out so many people. They want to heal the world, and we want to help them along on their mission to do that. They create the highest quality CBD products you've ever seen, and I know because I've been using them for quite some time. They have amazing stuff like nanotechnology, which I only recently learned about, which is pretty spectacular. It is taking that large CBD particle, and what Brand is doing is breaking that down into microscopic greatness with their process, which will allow for the particles of CBD to pass through your cell wall more quickly and more efficiently. As opposed to normal CBD, it could take some time before you start to feel the effects. With nanotechnology, you feel the effects immediately because that particle is getting through those cell walls with more efficiency and able to go to work quicker. People are using this stuff for inflammation, anxiety, and also as a sleep aid. Brand has an amazing knockout shot that you have to check out. You got to head over to the website and check out all these amazing products for your pets, for yourself, for recovery, and just for feeling better in life. They have a wide variety of benefits that CBD can provide, and my favorite that they have is the cool down cream. They have a cool down cream that I use for soreness and recovery after getting shot up with paintballs and I'm all bruised. It's nice to rub that stuff on there. And then also if you strain a muscle, it really helps with loosening it up and making it feel great. So head over to healbrand.com, HEALBRAND.com. Use code PLAYTHEGAME and you will get 10% off of your orders. That is exclusively for the Play the Game family. We are so appreciative of everybody supporting us and supporting the sponsors. So head over and give Heal Brand a look. Play the Game podcast is brought to you by Transfuse. Transfuse is the greatest electrolyte formula in the universe. It is amazing. You need to have this stuff in your kitchen. You need to have it in your car, in your bag. If you're traveling, just have it around because it is going to save you. It is going to be that boost that you need to keep you going strong into your day and into a tournament for paintball. We absolutely love it, and we've been using it religiously for over a year. Dynasty has been trying it out. We've been passing it out to all the guys, and the proof is in the pudding. It has been working. Practices are able to last longer because we can play longer. The tournaments have been obviously going well. We won World Cup, and we were using Transfuse out there. It is easy. It's portable. It's delicious. It's nutritious. It's everything that you need in your life, and you need to give it a try. Top pros are using it. They're at all the NXL events, and obviously, if these top-tier athletes are using it to be the best version of themselves, you should probably give it a look. It has magnesium, potassium, and sodium to keep you hydrated. It has zinc, vitamin C, vitamin B, and choline to give you a cognitive and immunity boost. And it is delicious. It is just good stuff. You're going to absolutely love this stuff. So I want you to try it. Tell us what you think. Give us a message. Tropical Bliss is my favorite, so maybe give that one a look. They're going to be doing a lot of big things in 2021, so stay tuned for Transfuse and some of the big developments that they have. Don't be dehydrated. Use Transfuse. Go to translabs.com, tranzlabs.com. Use code PLAYTHEGAME and you'll get 10% off. If you subscribe to a monthly service, you'll get an additional 11% off, so you could potentially take advantage of 21% off on Transfuse. Do not sleep on this stuff. Give it a look and enjoy.
That was an insane inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication. And the crowd starts chanting Harmon. Great shot by all the guys. So Tyler Harmon saved that game. He came out with 2 wins. Marcelo Margot was on fire.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the Play the Game podcast. We have James Creek on the show. Extremely honored to have him on from Seattle Uprising. He gives us the scoop on the team and lets us know exactly what's been going on. He's kind of putting to rest any of the rumors that they're not playing anymore or that they sold their pro spot. They are working very hard for the 2021 season. They weren't able to make it to World Cup, and he gives us the scoop on those reasons why they weren't able to go there, and also just the inside look at his life and his journey to be playing top-level pro paintball, and actually some cool information about what he's doing from within the industry as well. So we're super excited to have you guys listen to this one. Let's get into it.
All right, we got him, James Creek of Seattle Uprising. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it,
brother.
Yeah, of course. We're excited to hear the news that you have to share with us today, and I'm sure all the listeners are as well. Uprising has been a team that's been chopping at the bit to get into the finals. You guys had a pretty good showing. You guys made that top 4 showing in Philly in 2019, and then 2020 was kind of a bit of a wash of a year. But man, we're excited to have you on the show. We're excited to see you guys signed up for the first event.
Yeah.
What's happening?
For sure. Yeah. So, definitely, Uprising's still in it. You know, there are some rumors going around that we all quit paintball, or, I think there was one that we sold our pro spot. That's definitely not the case. You know,
How could you ever quit paintball? You know what I mean?
Right. For sure. Uprising's definitely, still at it. You know, we're still grinding. 2021, we're definitely still trying to turn heads out there on the pro field. So definitely be a lookout for that.
Love
Awesome.
that, man. Yeah, you guys have such truly the epitome of grit. You guys are gritty paintball players. You love the game for all it's worth, and you play with your heart, you know. And if more teams, there's a lot of talented teams that don't play with enough heart, and if they could do that, you know, it's a game changer when you guys all come together the way that you guys do to play this game, this crazy game. You got to play with your cup filled up so that you can do the best out there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh.
I love being a part of the Uprising squad, man. They're very humble players, Most of them have been playing together since they were for kids, since they first picked up a paintball gun. So to be a part of that program, and to grow with them and to see the way that they grow through each event, either taking a loss or taking wins, it's been an honor, they definitely have formed me into the player that I'm becoming and that I will become in the future. So big shout out goes to all those guys. They're just a great group of guys, man.
Some of my favorite people. I played on the Naughty Dogs when I was
Right.
younger, and I'll never forget the times that I had up there in the Northwest, just wholesome, good families, good paintball families, and just good people all around. It's a great program that you guys have up there, and I'm super stoked to hear that you guys are coming to the first event and that none of the rumors are true,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We definitely been taking things a little bit more serious this year. Graham started off the year with saying, "Hey guys, we're a professional team and we need to stand by that." So he's kind of taken some things from the other side, like professional basketball and football. They have meetings every week and they go over their game plans and they watch game footage. So we've actually been having conversations like this on Discord, actually. So it's like a gaming platform, but
yeah, we got Discord going
Discord.
on.
Yeah.
Shout out to the PTG members over on the Discord.
Yeah. So we have a meeting every Wednesday. So we got one today. We're going to break down the layout. We're going to kind of figure out our game plans for practice this weekend, which is super exciting. I love the layout weekends. It's like, it's almost like a Christmas, it's super exciting, especially for the first layout, so.
Yeah, we get like six or more Christmases a year with all the layouts that we get
Right?
to play
Yeah.
with all the different leagues.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah, man. So, James, how did you get involved with Uprising? How did you, kind of begin your career, get into the game, and work your way up to the squad you're with?
So I actually just I played for a local squad out here called Seattle Cartel. They actually just won the Texas event down there
Nice.
a couple weekends ago. So just started practicing at the local field that Uprising was a part of, and just kind of kept on grinding and showing up to the field as much as possible. The coach actually owned or managed the field there, so I just made sure I had plenty of FaceTime with him.
It's big.
Let him get my name in his head. When they decided they wanted to have a tryout, and finally they had a tryout and they invited me, and here I am. So
yeah, would you say that were you as good as you possibly could have been in the beginning? Obviously, most of us when we get on our pro team, we're not the best players in the pros, but it takes that grit that we're talking about, that grit equity, and showing up every weekend and being out there to make that happen.
No, for sure. I definitely feel like I was good enough to make the team, but to be on as a starting player, definitely not. They had to develop me into that. And it definitely was a big change for me, because when I did get picked up, every team I had played on, there's not a lot of snake players, so every team I played on, I'm the snake player, I'm the starter, and then I go from
real quick, James, that's kind of the hot tip for up and coming players, right? They're always like, how can I chase a pro career? It's like, get really good at playing the snake, because all the pro teams are looking for snake players,
Yeah. It's true.
For sure.
So
it's
true.
It's big. It's hard to be comfortable in the snake, and to, you always feel like you're about to get your head chopped off by someone, and so you definitely have to fight that, and still try and push down the field, get to their side. That's always my goal, is just to get to the other side of the field. that's where all the kills are. So
That's right. Yeah, and sometimes it's advantageous. There might be a spot that is maybe on the 30-yard line or the 40-yard line that's really got some good angles and can hold a lot and communicate well. But for the most part, you need to be getting through and getting your one or two or three guys. Or if you do a good enough move, you could get the whole team. That's
right,
that's the crazy part about that aspect of the field is you can drop the hammer and get the jump on everybody and really put some numbers on the board for your team in that spot.
no, for sure, yeah, and you know, I grew up watching some of the best do it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
watching Thomas Taylor
Oh yeah.
pretty much just savagely just take everybody's soul from them. You know, out of the snake was just
Yeah.
you know, watching that on the TV, you just can't help not to want to be that, you know. So that's definitely
Straight
what
up.
kind of motivated me to be a snake player.
Dude, that
Thomas
guy's a
was,
powerhouse.
yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
he was incredibly iconic to say the least. Having him on the show was awesome. We talked for over 3 hours, and he was one of the. I guess we've had a lot of long conversations, but he was one of the few where it went fast. It was just like, damn, the time's up. So we're gonna have to have him
Yeah.
back on. I feel like we didn't even come
100%.
into all the good
Yeah,
stuff.
you could. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can spend hours talking to Thomas. We actually practice out at his field quite a bit, out down at Impact Action. So love his field, love what he's doing out there. He helps so many teams just kind of progress through the sport as well. So Thomas is
Yes.
a legend for sure, 100%.
Oh man, one of the biggest legends to ever touch the paintball
Yeah,
field.
yeah.
And Cartel actually, they're out of his camp, right? I think that he was all
He
hyped
used to
up.
be Cartel. Yeah, he
Yeah.
used to be Cartel, and quite a few of the players that play on Cartel to this day
Hmm.
actually were a part of one of the initial like smart parts, I
Uh-huh.
want to say, programs. It was called the GOG Kids,
Gog, yeah,
and
he was
I
talking
remember
yeah,
that.
about
GOG
that.
Yeah.
Kids, yeah. So Justin Hunter, one of my best friends, great player.
Hmm.
Usually he's my opponent, but I love
Yeah.
playing with the guy. I love playing against him. It's
Yeah.
me and him usually bunkering each other every weekend. So
You got to have that, man.
yeah,
Like at
yeah.
your local field, there's always that clique, right? You got this clique of
Hmm.
guys that they go out there and they work and they relentlessly work. And
Oh
and
yeah.
those are the guys that are going to have the opportunity to do what the three of us here do. Step into that
Hmm.
pro ring and go toes up with the best players in the world.
No, for sure. And Northwest paintball is something kind of magical. You know, there's definitely that clickiness. You know, you see at a
Mhm.
field, but everybody's just so welcoming at
Mm.
the field. You know, when there's a new player that steps in, you know, there's always going to be someone that steps up, be like, hey man,
Yeah.
I see you're new to the field. You want to run some points with us? And boom, just like that, new
Yeah.
players jumping on the team. So
That's powerful. That's a
yeah,
powerful
yeah, for
statement.
sure.
I think that if every field in the world took that approach right there, paintball would be in a completely different place right now. Because it does take that. It's that community and yeah, you're right. There are cliques out there. There's always going to be cliques, but if we can do our best to really be welcoming in this sport and just give people a good first experience, second experience, all the experiences, then they're going to stick around for years and years and years, and we're going to have such a big community.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, that's what we're all about, you know. So sometimes we can forget about that presence that needs to happen at a paintball field.
Mm.
Um, but it's definitely motivating when you do realize like, hey, this kid holding the rental gun sitting over there watching, he's wanting to play too. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, growing up, I that's what hooked me. There were local pros out at the
mhm.
field, and just their approachability and the fact that some weekends I could play with them, or even just seeing them at the local field. That kind of stuff is so exciting for young players. It leaves a very lasting impression, and it sucked me in for life. Right.
Yeah.
One of
All of
the
us.
early
Yeah.
things. So if we can continue to do that, absolutely, that's amazing for the game.
Yeah. Hey, where exactly are you at so that the listeners know, what area you're coming from and how's everything been for the past couple months? I'm sure you guys have been training and getting ready for the tournament that's coming up.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm actually just south of Puyallup, Washington. It's about 45 minutes south of Seattle.
Mm.
The local fields are usually out down this area. There are some
Mm-hmm.
north of Seattle, but kind of stay out of the city limits of Seattle usually.
Mm-hmm.
But originally I played out of Colorado, so
Yeah.
um, I'd been actually traveling to the team for practice for the past so since 2018 to now.
Oh, wow.
Even the Vegas event, I was traveling to practice with the team out of Colorado. So,
That's
but
right. I love the
living
scene
out
out
here in
there.
Washington, yeah.
Yeah,
So living out
Colorado.
here in Washington now. So
Yeah, shout out to Washington. My parents live in Mount Shasta, which is not too close, but it's kind of up there in the north, right before you leave California,
hmm
and it's just the most beautiful country ever out there with
oh
all
yeah,
the
I love it.
trees and the mountains. It's gorgeous.
Me and my wife have been back and forth from Washington. I don't know for since 2007 when I was stationed out here in the Navy,
Hmm.
and
Oh, wow.
we just fell in love with it. All our family is in Colorado. My wife was born and raised in Colorado, so we always thought that that's where we needed to be, where we needed to raise our future kids and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
you got to live your life and surround yourself in the things that you love, and we just fell in love with Washington. So we finally took the step and decided this is home now. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Congratulations on
yeah,
that, man.
yeah,
Love
yeah,
that.
it's exciting.
And the Denver area has a huge paintball scene as well. So,
It's
um,
getting big. It's Colorado has always kind of been on that edge of being really competitive paintball.
yeah.
Quite a few teams have come out of there. Quite a few players have come out of there.
Hmm.
Dave Weinrob with the Outlaws.
Yeah.
He's a Colorado local. Adam Gomez on Thunder, the center guy. He's a beast up the
Yeah.
center. He's actually was a part of Denver Altitude back
Yeah.
in the day. So definitely a lot of good players have come out of Colorado, and
Hmm.
one of the big things that actually stepped Colorado up on the higher level of paintball was actually Dynasty coming out and doing clinics out there.
Mm.
Wow.
I
Hmm.
remember, I think, man, it was like 2011, something like that. Yosh and who was it? Yosh and B Short came out and did a
Yeah.
clinic for us, and that's one of those. That clinic kind of set me on a different bar of where I
Mm.
was at a player, and that gave me goals to work on. So it
Hmm.
was a big factor in where Colorado paintball went. So
And what would you say were some of the key factors that were gone over that weekend that did that?
survivability was a big one.
Mhm.
Yosh put us through a lot of drills that kind of focused on, hey, you really need to stay alive here.
Mhm.
If you get shot, that affects the rest of the game. So he actually did a drill that you guys like to do, is the island drill.
Mhm.
So the two players on one side, and then the one island guy that must stay alive, in the
Mhm.
in the one of the corners or something like that. And that really kind of just opened up the eyes for all the players out there, like, hey, my body's important, right?
Yeah.
If I'm alive, then I'm a factor, but if I'm
Mm.
dead, then my team's going to lose the point. So it's big.
Absolutely.
Survivability is one of the most important things any player could have, but especially front players, like the elite attackers in the game. They can get into really good spots, put a lot of pressure on the other team, and stay alive. Not throw their
Yeah, for
body away as
sure.
soon as they get into the 50. That's absolutely crucial.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think that's something that I've been learning, and building on, being on the pro field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still fresh to the game. This is my fifth season in the pro side of things, and it just keeps going. It's I feel like in the pros, like, the longer you live as a front player is going to be beneficial for you. So
Mm.
if you can get all the way up there and stay alive for a few minutes till they finally pull a gun off you, you can sneak in a kill, then
Mhm.
so be
Totally
it.
changes everything.
That's what it's all
Mhm.
about. It's about pressure. The whole game's about pressure, pressure and angles.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm constantly just like, I just need you alive. I don't even need you doing anything. If you're just simply alive, it does so much for the game for me. As soon as I lose you, the entire pressure system shifts. And now the pressure has moved. And now instead of us being the pressure point, we're getting pressured because we don't have that land and that leverage to be able to hold ourselves. So it's absolutely crucial that sometimes just being there and being in a spot, and then with that, it provides an opportunity for you to recognize how many guns are on you and which ones, and pass the ball, pass the information to your teammates, tell them what's going on, because now it's going to provide them with information that could fill holes and do a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, that brings up like kind of that point of like, it always feels, as far as front players go, you know, you're so far up the field, you feel kind of alone, but in the situation, you still got four other homies on the field with you. You know, you gotta, even if you can't hear them because you got 5 guns destroying your bunker, you know they're back there, you know they're protecting you, and you got to just rely on your teammates at that point. So
Uprising has always done a really good job of staying alive. That's kind of been your guys' thing, like an old 7-man team that just, you know, in the beginning, you guys weren't always aggressive, but I feel like over the last couple seasons, and I think it's why you've started to do a lot better, you guys have become more aggressive, but you also have great survivability. So you'll get to your spots, and then it's really hard to dig you guys out. And that's crucial. You know, it's kind of a cool formula that you guys used. And, you know, you hear all the top pro teams, they'll talk about it. It's like you guys play an unconventional style in a way, and it's hard to beat sometimes, you know, especially if a field kind of caters to that. It can be really hard to break down. You guys do it well.
No, yeah, for sure. No, it's crazy to see some of the situations that the guys are surviving in too. You know, it's
right.
Especially like Brandon Olson, he's one of the most survivable, and he's the guy all the way up the center. You know, it's so crazy to watch that guy play paintball. I honestly believe he's one of the greatest center guys to play. You know, he's so dynamic in the way he moves, the way he snaps. I've heard pro players come up to him and be like, bro, I don't know how you snap at me. Like, it's so crazy. That guy has one of the most wicked snapshots I've ever seen. So
love that. It's you got to have that. You got to have that in the arsenal, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because that's what it is. I'm, you know, at clinics and stuff, I'm always like, every single engagement you get into is just a little one-on-one. You're playing a bunch of little one-on-ones all the way down this field until you hopefully hit that buzzer. So if you got that snap down, that's half the battle there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we say that about Arturo. He's got a wicked snapshot in the snake. You like, it's almost like a blind fire shot. Yeah, I've been practicing it though. I'm gonna hit him with it. I took some notes. I'm gonna hit him with it a couple times.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it's great to see the Arturo story too, man. He's been grinding real hard down there, and me and him actually, you know, started our rookie seasons together. So we've got that kind of bond, you know. So
what do you mean?
He started on your guys' squad the same year I started on Uprising.
So I thought you said 5 years.
2017, right? He started with you guys, or maybe it was 18.
No, it was
18?
It was 18 or 19. He played for Aftermath in 18, I think. Yeah. I think he got on the team in 19.
Yeah, there we go.
End of 18, start of 19. I think.
Nice, yeah.
I think.
But he was still Aftermath was pro, right?
No, they were
semi-pro. They were semi-pro then. So, but yeah, we kind of grew that, you know, hey, what's up, man? I see you. I see you over there. So it's pretty cool.
He's one of the hardest working guys I've ever met in my life. I've met a couple of paintball players in my time doing this, you know what I'm saying? And this guy is unbelievable. He truly inspires me to be great. Like, he inspires me to push harder and work harder and do everything that I possibly can, because he gives it all to his field and to the team, and is just relentlessly driven to be the best snake player that's ever been out there, which is super inspiring when you have guys like that in your camp, you know? it drives the other players to be great as well. You got to have that.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's already setting himself to become a legend in the game, a pinnacle of paintball, and he's going to be a part of the growth of paintball for sure. He's already doing so much down there in Mexico, so it's like, I was watching one of the Instagram stories of some of the players kind of doing something special for him at the end of the season last year for his series that he was doing down there, and it was just, you could tell how much it meant to him, so it's definitely, it's good to see that much passion in the sport for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Shout out to Artie one time. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get to see him here in a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. Who you guys practicing this weekend?
We're just actually gonna practice ourselves. Yeah.
Okay.
So
There we go.
we're gonna spend quite a bit of time kind of breaking down points and decide what game plan we're gonna want to go with and go from there. So, and then the next weekend we'll be practicing Thunder. So
what does a typical first weekend look like for you guys? Because obviously, I mean, once you get the layout, all the shots, all the angles, you got to be, dialing everything in. So what do you guys do for the listeners that maybe they can implement into their systems for week one of getting that layout?
Yeah, for sure. So I think I can speak for myself and my team on this. A lot of the layout breakdown is really trying to find out what mistakes you can make so that you don't make them at the event. So be creative, be spontaneous almost, to try and find out what you can get away with, what you can't get away with on the layout. So
totally. Yeah, you got to push the boundaries all day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's why it's a tough call whether you want to play yourselves or play other teams, right? Because you know what you're going to get with your team, and that's your team's play style. Whereas if you play a couple different teams with different play styles, you see some stuff that no matter how much you walk the field, sometimes you just don't quite pick up on something until it gets done to you.
Oh yeah, for sure, and that's definitely important. To really focus on yourselves initially. But you have to play other teams. There's no way about it. It's like you have to find out, you have to get those different looks. Someone's gonna see a shot that you didn't see and shoot it. And if you weren't paying attention at the layout practices, you're definitely gonna get smoked. So
and that happens a lot. We see it at tournaments, teams get just obliterated because they didn't see this type of style that a team is playing with, or they didn't see that angle or that way of pushing the middle or the Doritos or something like that. So I know for us, we definitely like to play at least, a couple teams and teams that we know are going to deliver those styles too. Kind of, we're trying to handpick people that we think are going to give us good looks so that we can see everything before we step out there. You want to be doing the homework before you get to the test,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It does make it hard sometimes for practicing other teams for us, just because we're so far up here up north.
Yeah.
But it definitely was noticeable there the first couple seasons pro with Uprising that we had to make the trek. We had to go practice some of the high caliber teams, and we did see results from that, so just like the event that we did in Philly, we had a amazing practice down at X Factor. They're such great hosts down there. They take things serious, so serious on the field, and then off the field, you're getting fed the most amazing barbecue ever.
So
ever.
Good.
No, big shout out to Alex down there, man. He's a fantastic organizer and coach and mentor to those guys. So,
man, I felt so bad. You guys actually came to practice us in 2020 before Vegas. You guys thinking, all right, we're gonna travel to Southern California. It's still the start of the year. We're gonna get some great weather, and it was just pouring rain. Your guys like nothing was working. Oh, it was miserable. It was kind of cold. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude, we usually host great practices this time of the year. And nope, not that weekend. I mean, we thought it was still a pretty good practice.
It was
Yeah.
fun. But
A
they
lot
were
of
like
teams out there. They are in air issues too. I think we're getting like 1,500 fills.
That's right.
So,
right. Yeah, there were
yeah,
air issues.
yeah.
Yeah.
oh no.
It was
Everybody's oversliding bunkers.
yeah. Dude, talk about grit, man. That's what that was. It was all about
yeah.
grit.
Yeah.
I broke a finger at that practice.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I
dude,
broke
that's-
a finger.
yeah,
I went to go grab a bungee because I overslid.
Oh no.
Smacked a finger. You know, I handled it. It's all right.
Speaking
just
of
a
injuries,
finger.
man, you've had a few injuries. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. You know,
Awesome.
things are going well. Last 2019, no injuries, so we're good to
There
go
we
on
go.
that end. Looking for
2019
another
or
healthy
2020?
year. Well, 2020 was kind of a wash,
Yeah.
but there was no
Yeah.
injuries there. But
Yeah, it gives the
definitely
body some
didn't
time
play
to
as much
rest.
paintball. Yeah, for sure.
So, James, do you mind talking to us about why you guys decided not to play Cup again? That was, kind of a little surprising for a lot of the fans. I know a lot of people. That's where the rumor started that maybe Uprising wasn't going to be a team anymore.
Yeah. So I mean, it definitely the pandemic definitely had a big factor in that. I believe the team just didn't feel comfortable and ready to step and travel to an event where there's going to be 5,000 plus people running around.
Sure.
Sure. I think it was just a little too early for the team to really feel comfortable with it. So
Makes sense.
it was a general vote across the board, and the vote went to us not competing at the event. So
fair enough.
And we had a couple.
I went down there.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, even a couple of our players, same thing.
Yeah.
And safety first, man. Like, you got to protect your family. You got to protect the people around you. So by all means, God bless you guys,
No, yeah, for sure. And, paintball's not going anywhere. So everybody was more on like, let's figure out where this pandemic's going to lead. And we'll start the season off hot for 2021. So
there we go. Love that, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know it's just a couple weeks away. We're right there at the cusp of it. We'll be back out there running around and having some fun soon.
Oh, I know. I'm excited for sure. It's going to be a good time.
Yep.
Always is. Yep.
Yeah. Anytime we can be playing paintball, that's where we want to be.
It's actually exciting just to see the energy of the team right now. Usually when we're practicing for our first event, it's still February, cold, rainy weather out here. And the sun's been shining. We've been getting nice dry days on the paintball field, so everybody's pretty excited.
Yeah, you guys power through some weather up there, and you don't talk about it. Like, nobody talks about it because you guys are humble like that, and it just is what you guys do. But 90% of people would never play in weather that you have to play in. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
The determination's amazing for anybody who goes out there in the elements and is still applying themselves, because that takes dedication and hard work all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
It also prepares you for the NXL, because there's always rainy events at the NXL.
Yeah. And everybody always, they mention, oh, you guys are used to playing in weather like this. Even at that practice we had.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are used to this. We hate that. We hate playing in the rain. It's the worst.
You should have an advantage, though.
A little bit.
You should be used to it.
Yeah. I mean, we're used to it, but it doesn't mean we like it.
What's like one of the biggest tips you could give teams to playing in the rain? Because I didn't realize. Okay.
Visors.
Okay. But I think a lot of people understand visors, no?
You would think so. You would think so, but
dude, the bucket hat.
Dude,
the bucket hat. I see you guys wearing it a lot.
Paper towels.
The little boonie.
I didn't realize paper towels were like a mind-blowing thing until the last couple times it's rained with these divisional teams that I coach, and I'm like, hey, make sure you load up on paper towels. They're like, what? We have towels. And I was like, yeah, but they get wet and then they're useless. Get paper towels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
James didn't even know. He's like, wait, we don't get that on Uprising.
We don't use paper towels.
Paper towels are a game changer. They truly are. They're an absolute game changer. I have a fresh paper towel to wipe the lens, clean the pods, whatever it might be.
James is like, paper towels. What's a paper towel to me?
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude, I
Right.
love it.
Cool. Visors, bucket hats, paper
Yeah.
towels.
Dude,
Easy.
I got this huge North Face bucket hat that I bought, and it's the best thing I've ever purchased for paintball. Just because,
Yeah, I
you
like
know,
that
like
too.
Marcelo says, NXL seems to attract some rain, and we
Uh-huh.
play in a little bit of rain sometimes. But you know, that's just paintball, and it's a part of the aspect of it. But the North Face bucket hat has been a savior. I definitely recommend that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I'll stick with the visor.
There we go.
It handles the job, but keeping your lens, the inner lens, dry is huge. If it
Yes.
gets wet at all and it's cold and rainy, you
Done.
were not gonna have a good time. You know, it's
Yeah.
gonna fog up immediately. You're not gonna
Yeah.
be able to see where you're shooting or see the paint coming at you. So
Mhm.
Blind
Paint,
fire.
paintball in the rain is a tough game.
it is. It
Tough
is.
game. It's a
Mhm.
different game.
It,
You know, it's a totally different game. You have a lot of different things to take into account, and sometimes more often than not, you're not shooting straight. You can't. If it's cold, it's miserable because smoke's coming out of the barrel. You can hardly see. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, there's another hot tip for that. Well, I don't know. We're not going to give it to you. I don't think, James. Yeah, we might. This might go in for our supporters only. This is a really good one to eliminate the smoke coming out of the front of your barrel like that.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
know. I think I saw it recently.
Yeah.
I think it involves tape, and that's all we'll say.
Hey, yeah.
You're
But
giving a
not.
little too much away.
Yeah.
No, there's a key ingredient to this tape though. Otherwise, it really comes out of the front and you're toast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yep,
So, hey
fun
James,
stuff.
I just want to dip back in on the team because I love what you guys are doing,
Mhm.
and I want to see you guys in the top four consistently. So, what is one of the biggest variables that you would say is keeping you guys from being able to be one of those teams that's up there playing for a title at the events every time? Because that's where we want to be, right? That's the goal.
Yeah, for sure. And it's as we break down the points that we do lose, the matches that we do lose, it's a lot of it's survivability, being
Hmm.
clutch in certain moments.
Mm.
Um, on the pro side of things, it only takes one or two mistakes to lose a match. So we're really trying to eliminate those mistakes and go from there. So
So true.
definitely
Mhm.
trying to become more paintball smart. uh,
Mm.
I think that's one
High
of the
paintball
reasons
IQ.
Grams, yeah, one of the reasons Grams is pushing these meetings so much, and really sitting down as a team and breaking down the matches that we've played and that we're going to play. So
Heck yeah, dude. I
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah.
You're right. It is these, like, there's one moment, you know what I mean? You have like these one or two moments. And if you don't get that moment, it's all gone. And it's just crazy how it works like that. And that's kind of sports in general. But yeah, dialing in on being as perfect as we can be. That's where the bread and butter is. That's where you're gonna get all the good stuff, man.
yeah, for sure.
I love that you guys are having these kind of meetings because just the connectivity amongst the team, talking
Mm.
about the field, keeping everybody on the same page. You're keeping your mind focused on what the goal is. And the more that a team does that, the better your chances are of winning. That's just how sports go. That's why they do it in professional sports. That's why it's part of the curriculum. That's why it's part of the game plan. There's sports psychologists that break this stuff down and understand how to get the most out of players, right? And so doing all these little things, these little details, if you're trying to be a top level pro and you're not doing these things, then you're not really trying, or you don't even understand how to become a top level pro. And as a team, you got to do it collectively. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man, good on you guys for doing that, setting the standard there.
Yeah, absolutely. The Zoom calls are just imperative for your success. You've got to be connecting at least a couple times before an event, especially if you're not able to maybe practice as much. This is a really cost-effective way that you can give yourself
Mm-hmm.
an advantage and really bring the team together on the same vision. And so you guys are all walking that same path.
Mm-hmm.
No, for sure. And it's huge too. It's like most of the time you only spend time with the team on Sunday. So to spend a couple hours midweek with the team to just talk about how your week's going and go from there. You know, it builds that off-field camaraderie that is definitely needed for having a successful team. You know, some of the best teams, all the guys are they're just best friends. You know, so
they are, man.
Oh, James, we lost you. We lost him.
2 in a row now.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That's all right. We'll get him back.
Yeah, let me send a message real quick.
Yeah, that's huge. Just having connectivity. We talk about it all the time. Being connected with your teammates is going to give you guys the advantage out there when the other team just isn't as connected as you. You know, and you care about the process.
Yep, absolutely. You know, and oh, here he is real quick. Sorry, guys.
All right, we got him back in the building.
All right, I'm back.
We got him.
About that.
No worries. We just had Chris Odom, who is like a pro football player on, and we lost him for a couple seconds too yesterday.
Indeed. Yeah. But we got him. He's back. He's back in action, and now he's shifted. So the recording now you're down here. So
wow, there we go.
We're playing some rotating chairs. Anything? Chairs.
Yeah.
Actually,
chairs.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a fun game,
Chris. So yeah, I met Chris down at the Texas event. He was wandering around in the Virtue booth. So
nice.
got to conversate with him a little bit. So pretty cool
guy.
What a
great dude. He's just amazing.
He is, yeah.
Loves paintball, and he's a real athlete. This guy has really done it. You know, he's played on top NFL teams, and he's about to start playing with a Canadian pro team and make his way back into the NFL. I don't doubt that we'll see him back in the NFL pretty soon here.
No, it's pretty sweet. You know, he's definitely, you know, a formed athlete. You know, it's cool to see him, you know, grow a love for paintball as well. We definitely need all the love we can, and
totally
with the platform that he has to kind of you know share the love for paintball. You know, it's huge for the growth for sure.
Yep, we need everybody we can get, and we couldn't ask for a better paintball player than him. Just got a huge heart for the game, and we had a really good conversation just talking about, you know, life and the ins and outs of everything, and how life will kick the crap out of you, you know. And he's like, if you let it, and then there's ways that we can implement systems into being successful, and just a really smart guy with a great passion for paintball and sports. It's good to talk with him. Hopefully he's gonna be running some people over up in Canada, and then he's gonna be dominating on those paintball fields.
Sure, we'll see him out at one of these NXL events again in the future. He's gonna make his way out to Cali, and we'll get to play some paintball with him, or head up and watch him play in the CFL. But it's cool to talk to professional athletes outside of paintball and just see their training regimen, the mindset, what it takes. You know, because a lot of it is so similar. Paintball players don't get the accolades for it or the recognition for how serious we do take it. But again, like I was saying, if you want to be one of the best, you have to do those things. Otherwise, you won't be one of the best, you know, because there's other people that are willing to put in more work than you. Yeah.
It's that grit equity.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, baby, that grit equity, 100%.
Yeah.
All right. So, James, what about you have some exciting stuff as far as, you know, how you're shifting into a career inside the game. What's going on there?
Yeah, so actually an opportunity kind of fell on my lap to work in paintball, you know. So
nice.
I was approached by Chris, one of the owners of Virtue, and he wanted to discuss me coming on as becoming the sponsorship director. So I'm Virtue's new sponsorship director. So if you guys need gear or sponsorship, you know, send me an email. James.creek@virtuepaintball.com. There's my shameless plug.
There we go. Again, that's James.C. Right? You said Creek.
Yep.
You said Creek.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. So
James.C@virtue.com.
There you go. See, I got your back, bro. I got your back. There you go.
There we go.
And then
get that Virtue sponsorship.
I'm excited. It's I get to, you know, it's my whole life has been, you know, a job outside of paintball here and then paintball on the weekends. So to be able to do paintball on the weekdays and paintball on the weekends, it's a dream come true. So I'm definitely excited for the opportunity to work with the Virtue team. There's a lot of great guys and legends that work for Virtue or Bunker Kings. So got to work alongside Jason Edwards all weekend at the Texas event and pick his brain. The guy's a legend. He's so. Anytime I have a chance to pick at someone's paintball IQ, I definitely go for that. So
yeah, we had him on. He's awesome. Him and his brother are just the best dudes. I actually played a 10-man tournament with both of them up in Chicago recently, and we were just running around having a great time playing 10-man, and they're shooters, they're shooters.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. It's his crosshand shot that he pulls off is he's known for it, and he's definitely gotten me a couple times. I think I got him. I'm crawling down the snake, and then all of a sudden he's goon handing at me.
Yeah.
Oh no, there he is.
Well, that's what you get for looking inside there, James.
No. Got me,
dude. The goon hand comes into play a lot, actually. I find myself doing it just for like a quick shot, just like if I know I need to place a shot really fast and I got to throw it up there, I'll do it, and then I can get back on my shot that I was holding initially. Yeah.
No, for sure, and it can lower your profile a little bit depending on the angles that they're trying to shoot at you from. So it's definitely a deadly shot if you get good at it.
Yeah, you can make it work. You can definitely make it work. 100%. Damian Ryan was really good at that.
Oh yeah.
It depends on the situation, right? Like if you know that you're coming off of your zone and you want to come back to it really quick, you're just trying to get a quick shot, you pull the old goon hand. It works. It's quick. It's effective. You can be good at it. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
As long as you're not teacupping it,
Yeah, no teacupping, that's for sure. No teacupping.
It looks so cool though, man. The teacup.
The teacup. We don't have drop forwards to teacup anymore. You just got to put it right on the ASA. That's not cool.
I miss it. I miss it all, dude. I miss the drop forwards. I miss
Nostalgia.
all the teacupping.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bring the drop forward back.
I'm about to.
I'm about to. Please don't.
I'm throwing a shark drop forward on my next gun. That was what I had. Was a shark drop forward.
What was that one? I don't remember that one.
It was from Twisted Paintball. My company, we made it. Like we had we started our own paintball company when I was a kid. It was called Twisted Paintball, and we made our own like products and stuff. And we actually had a gun that was going to come out. But some stuff happened and we weren't able to do that. But yeah, we were going for it when I was coming up as a kid.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
your own drop forwards, huh?
Yep, and like eye covers and rails and like on offs, just like all the knick-knack kind of stuff. We were making all those. Knick-knack paddywhack. That's the name of the game.
It is 100%. Yeah. That's funny. I still like, I'm learning more and more how integrated you were with Twisted, Ty. I have to start a Twisted Kids again.
Dude, I know. It's something that I think after the show, someone's probably going to snap up or something. But yeah, Twisted Kids means a lot to me. And like that whole Twisted movement, it was.
You already own the rights to it. They can't do that.
There we go. I own Twisted Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
signed and trademarked.
It's a fun thing when you have something that you're creating. You always want to try and stay in a creative process, right? I mean, that's where the magic is at, whether it's in paintball or business or your relationships. You want to be really creative and thoughtful. So whenever you're able to have like little projects, it just keeps you in that process, and it floods over into other aspects of your life too when you stay creative. I think it's really good to be like artistic, and just be trying stuff, mixing things together, trying to create fun stuff for your team, for your family. And it keeps things lively. It's fun.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, James, what do you do outside of paintball, man? What do you do to keep in paintball shape? Keep the mind right. What kind of activities do you like? What's going on up there?
been golfing a lot.
Yeah, I see that actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
I meant to talk to you
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, I don't know about
Yeah.
that like bright pink ball you were using, but yeah,
It's supposed to be
Just-
red, but
it-
on camera it don't
okay,
come out red.
okay. You needed it to be
It's
like
the winter ball.
neon colors, so
Yeah.
when you lose it in the woods, you could easily find it.
Yeah. Yeah. I end up in the woods a lot. So like Ty was saying, you got to get creative,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
and hit some crazy shots. So
that's
I've
right.
been,
I like it. Golf's a great
but
game.
yeah,
Yeah.
golf is a good transition for paintballers too. It's a lot of muscle memory and self development. So
Yes. Yeah.
it definitely
Sure.
transfers over quite easily. Actually, when I was a kid, golf was just frustrating, and I didn't want to do it. So it's like
Yeah.
my grandpa would take me out, and I'd get frustrated and not want to play anymore. And it took becoming an adult and really understanding how golf is supposed to be. It's supposed to be frustrating, right? It's supposed to it's supposed to be hard. It's a lot of players out there, a lot of older players will tell you it's one of the most frustrating leisure sports out there. So
Couldn't agree more.
Because you literally have nothing to blame other than yourself. Like
Yeah.
sometimes a guy can play good defense and foul you, or like there's just so many things that you could blame it on. But golf
for
is
sure.
you get up, you get up to that ball, and it's just you and the ball. There's nothing else going on. And so when you like hack it or chunk it or just completely miss, it's just infuriating. It's like, man, that was all me, that was all me. Just blew it.
Totally. It's so much fun. I love it.
Yeah, like even Jason Edwards, him and his brother set up a outdoor like a golf cage with the simulator and all that. So pretty cool.
Oh, he's nasty, dude.
I was saying we need to get a golf tournament going at one of the events or something.
Yeah, that'd be tight. Little chipping contest or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh,
that'd be
There
sweet.
you go.
That's my short game's good. Well, it's okay. It's not good. It's good relatively speaking. I've been playing less than a year.
I think I remember a couple of years ago, Archie had brought his clubs out to one of the European events.
Yeah.
I remember seeing like Ryan Greenspan out there, like trying to do chip shots with Archie, and pretty funny. So
yeah, we were in Chantilly at that France event, and oh my gosh, dude, Kyle hit the ball through one of this. We were doing it in the park. I'm not gonna tell this story.
It sounds funny though. I think I know where we're going with that.
Golf balls in parking lot.
It's funny because the whole time I was like, "This is a terrible idea. What are we doing? None of us are good enough. Maybe Archie's good enough to be hitting this ball."
Archie for sure. Archie's got a good shot, and let me tell you, you do not want to play golf against Jacob. That kid is nasty at golf. And it's frustrating. Like golf, paintball, snowboarding, those are my favorite sports that I enjoy doing the most. And the biggest thing that I learned with golf is just keeping that inside arm locked. If you're that arm, the inside arm has to be completely locked, and then you can hinge the wrist. But if you're bending that elbow, your shot is all over the place. It's like a protractor, Yeah.
There's so many dynamics, it's people swing differently, but it all comes down to that initial, that impact. Every player, even on the pros, they all have some crazy back swings, but they all come to the same point at impact and get the proper trajectory. So that's the same thing, watching other golfers and kind of breaking down their swings makes you a better player, just like watching other players do snaps and things like that. So it's like I remember J-Rab doing a video when I was up and coming about kind of more of he broke down how your body should react to a paintball snap, and really broke down like what muscle groups you need to be using for it, and that was huge for me, and that kind of developed my snap as well. So I'm more of a rollout snapper,
Yeah,
me too.
You got those guys that kind of the more push snap, push off the foot.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Mr. Pusher.
Works for you, Ty.
Yeah, it works
for you.
Gets the job done,
Push
right?
a T, push a
Push a
T,
T.
dude.
Yeah, you're pushing all over that bugger, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, because I'm
everywhere.
6'2", so I have a like big range of
Range.
motion,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But yeah, dude, it's crazy how there are so many styles. And I love what you said about the point of contact, and like there's the takeoff and then there's that point of contact. And as long as you have your, whether it's your snapshot or your club face in the proper position at point of contact, you're going to be able to send a good shot, which is
Mhm.
what we're looking
Yeah,
for.
for sure.
And there's so many different ways you can do it, but definitely keep that elbow tucked under your tank so it's not hanging out there, and send one
Right.
down range so they can't, a lot of players, they think I'm not good at snapshooting. No, it's just your elbow is sticking out, so you're giving yourself away every time before you snap out. So keep
Yeah.
that elbow under.
One of the most important things I try to teach players is just to simplify it. And you could use this tactic in the woods, on any field, whatever bunker you're in. You have your point A and your point B. Point A, you're not exposed to your opponent. Point B, you are exposed to your opponent. When you're exposed to your opponent, when you're in point B, your arm, your loader, your barrel, everything needs to be in line with whatever bunker you're playing. You don't want the angles to be like an ascending triangle or something. You want to be completely parallel with the edge of your bunker. And that's going to give you a low profile in whatever kind of spot you're playing. So however you can most comfortably get your body from point A to point B efficient and effectively, then that should be how you snap. For me, it's the roll situation. I find you can use that roll technique in like so many different positions on the field,
No, yeah, for sure. And different bunkers too, you're gonna have to
Right.
snap out of a Dorito way different than you got to snap out of a tall can, so we were
Exactly.
actually
True.
just talking about this at practice, on those the wedges with the angle. It doesn't play like a Dorito, but it doesn't play like a can. It kind of
Yeah.
plays like its own bunker, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like most of the guys are like, I don't even want to play that edge. I'm just gonna play the low end or over the top. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you got to figure out how to play it, right?
I think
I'm not tall enough to play the top, so that's good there.
Dude, I think I've been recently really noticing this, but head tilt. A lot of players don't tilt their head at all when they snap shoot. And if you're coming out of a Dorito and your head is straight up and down, but your gun is tilted, you
Bing
need to be
bong.
matching that gun with the
Yep.
snapshot. Otherwise, your head's just sticking out more than your barrel, and you wonder why you're getting clipped on your goggles. It's because you're not tilting your head a little bit to keep that thing tight.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
those little things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely part of that point B reference, which I didn't explain. But yeah, the head is. What good is it if your gun's inside if your head's out?
Right.
I'd rather my gun be out and my head inside, so I don't get a gog piece straight in the center of the lens.
We see it all day though. Like at our stuff, we're like, oh my gosh, you gotta get that head in, baby. Come on,
Yeah,
it's sticking out.
yeah, man.
It definitely works for some players, I've never been one for having that like crazy gun tilt.
Yeah.
But you'll see like Billy will have that shit almost sideways when he's playing sometimes. It's so I mean, it works for him. It makes him a better shot, and just like we were talking on golf, if you're getting to the same point of impact, it doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get to that point. So
yeah, and be low profile and just send good shots. That's what it's all about right there.
Yeah, Archie also has like a weird tilt to his gun. I've noticed, and even like off the break when he's running and shooting, it's pretty exaggerated. But obviously, he's one of the most accurate shooters in the game. Yeah,
that's
so
interesting.
It's what you get comfortable with, especially in every sport. You look at we're talking about golf, so we'll just go with golf. Bryce DeChambeau, super unconventional, uses the same length clubs for his all of his clubs. But it works clearly, the way he hits it works for him. So, there's
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Right. It kind of makes sense to me. I hate going from, my pitching wedge to my 7. It's just totally different shot. But if they were all the same length, I don't know, maybe it's that swing becomes really consistent,
Oh, whoa. That's cool. Yeah. Cause it's all about the angle of the club face is the only thing changing. And then you have
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, in every sport, you have players that do things a little unconventional. I mean, Steph Curry, his shot's not like that pretty by any means. People have definitely talked. Lonzo Ball's shot is hideous, but he's been making a lot of them lately. You know, LaMelo Ball, same thing. And it's look, if as long as the ball goes in the bucket, that's all that matters. You know,
Right,
as long as the ball connects, the ball goes where you want it to go, man. You can do whatever you want out there. So I like when people are doing the wrong things, I'm like, hey, you could do it, just make it work. If you don't make it work, we're gonna have issues. You know, if you make it work, then I'll say, damn, man, that's ugly, but it works.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, hey, what's your favorite aspect of paintball, dude? Like, I know we all love paintball, but what's the one thing about paintball that just keeps you coming back and really drives you?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. I think the those moments right before the buzzer goes off and you're just everything else disappears, right? The world doesn't exist when that 10 seconds gets called out, you know. And it's just everything's paintball at that point. You know, you're clear-minded, you have your goal, what you need to do, and it just kind of wipes the slate clean. Like you could be having a terrible day and you step out to that box and it just disappears. So having that outlet is huge for anybody, you know. So that's probably what I'd say the biggest thing I love about paintball is just complete and utter, like there's almost just like it's quiet, your mind's quiet, you know, you don't have anything else going other than paintball. So
which is so rare today, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Try to find that. Try to.
Right.
And if you can, like we've been so fortunate enough to do so, hold on to it and don't let those moments go, because we need that breath of the mind. Just like you need breath in your body, your brain's got to breathe too. You got to have some moments where it's clear and free and able to, like in the purest form, just be present and create. And that's what paintball does. It puts you in a present form creation mode, and it's like flight or fight. You gotta be there now, or you're gonna you're done, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I love sports. So many sports do get you into that flow state. It's really meditative, but you're right. Paintball seems to do it more than almost any other thing, because you are really in that fight or flight mode, which is it's captivating. Yeah. I think so many players, they say such a similar thing, you know, and it doesn't make it any less profound, actually. That's why I think this game is so special. It really is. It's it's so captivating to new players. You know, I don't really know anybody that has gone out and played for the first time that is just like, you know what? I just didn't have fun. I just didn't like it, you know? Like people love the game. People love playing. So we want to get more people out there playing paintball so they can experience that.
Yeah. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
James, I do want to ask you about your guys' bracket. Surely you guys have been talking about it in your Zoom meetings, because, you know, since you guys didn't go to Cup, you ended up being one of the low ranking teams, and you guys are not a low ranking team. So you guys have really stirred up that bracket, that if it wasn't already, hot enough. You guys have Impact, Heat, X Factor, and NRG. How you guys preparing for that?
It's a good one. You know, it's definitely, I wouldn't say daunting, but you know, it's a test. It's a test. It's you're getting a final exam right at the bat. I think Uprising is always up for the challenge. You know, some of the best events that we've played at, we've had really hard prelim brackets. So like 2019 World Cup, we had Impact and AC in our bracket, right? So that's a hard one, you know. AC plays unbelievable in prelims, and to beat them in prelims, that kind of shows that, hey, we're prepared, we're feeling this layout and we're feeling good. So we're excited. It definitely makes everybody kind of sack up and realize, hey, we're about to play the big boys. This is not going to be an easy fight to win at this event. And Uprising, we're trying to win. We're not there. We're not showing up to take second. We're not showing up for anything else other than to try and win the event. So
I love how you said it's the final exam right off the bat, because you're right. These are finals matches, like those teams are finals teams. So obviously in the early rounds, after a couple of days of play, they're going to play a little different on Sunday, but nonetheless, top caliber right off the get.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would almost rather it be that way though.
Yeah.
I really don't like going to an event where you have a quote unquote easy bracket. You don't get tested. And then those first games Sunday morning against teams like yourself that had to beat tough teams, had to take tough teams down already. You guys are just so much more prepared come Sunday,
Oh, for sure, 100%. Even at the 2019 World Cup, Heat was struggling in the prelims, and they really showed that they had learned the layout from that struggle,
Mm-hmm.
and that's those things with paintball is you don't learn the lesson until you get shot in the face. It's like, so until you take that beating and realize, oh, we need to do something to change our game plan to be successful on the field right now. And Heat did that. They went and won that event, took the medal home. So it's I understand a lot of their matches were really close in prelims, and it really developed them into winning that event. So definitely has a huge impact on how you do through the event. So
absolutely. Yeah. I think you go back to 2018 when we were playing with the Expendables over in Europe, in Prague. It was one of the toughest events we've ever played. We actually barely made it to Sunday, squeaked in, had to play the wild card round. Tyler was over there with us. So we had to play an extra match. We weren't playing that well. We went 2-2, I think, in the prelims, and we end up winning the event, and it's because you learn along the way. Now, if you don't learn, you just get smoked that first game, Sunday morning. But
all right.
But
yeah.
if you can dissect and take away from those losses, why you lost and what holes in your game plan allowed the other team to capitalize, then you become a really strong team come Sunday afternoon. Everyone goes through their phase of the process of learning the layout during practice, and you can learn quite a bit in practice. You can learn a lot in practice, but the real learning starts when you get to the tournament. And it's like about pattern recognition, seeing, okay, here's how all the teams want to play this field. How are they going to try to, how are they thinking they want to play it come Sunday? How are they going to play it Sunday? There's so many levels to it. So, learning throughout the event is one of the most important things a team can do. Those are usually the teams that win.
Yeah, for sure. And it takes a lot of learning, a lot of losing. And I tell a lot of the divisional players that are coming up, it's like, hey, take that loss as something, as a lesson, not something negative. If you don't learn from a loss, then you're going to just start spinning your wheels, and you're not going to know what direction to go in, so if you're not winning, you're learning, right? So
absolutely,
that's still a benefit, even if you took second, you learned, okay, what do I need to do to take a gold home, so it's big.
Don't be defined by your loss. It's use it as a tool for progression, obviously. Like Marcella said, when we went to Prague, we had a tough road in there, but we used every ounce of our effort, and we came together even closer when it mattered. And that's what takes you into the next rounds. And if you guys just don't be defined by it and use it as a tool for implementing new tactics and growing, then you guys are going to go far in that tournament. But you really got to come together and do the work, A lot of film, a lot of communication, a lot of actually talking and caring. You got to care about the process. Otherwise, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. That's a film. That actually brings up kind of another thing we're trying out this season is we're filming our practices so that we can break down our practices as well. It's huge. Even the cartel guys, since they were on the webcast and they were able to kind of break down their points at that event, they were saying to me, like, bro, this is what you get to do. You get to watch yourself and figure out what you're doing wrong the day before, from the previous day, and kind of develop. I was like, yeah, man, it's awesome, right? Like,
Mhm.
get to, watch your footage and be like, oh man, I shouldn't have looked inside there, or oh, I needed to put more pressure on that guy there. Okay, so and you take those mental notes and take them with you the next day. So it's huge.
Oh, I think there's nothing bigger. Like as of recently in the last couple of years, I would say there's nothing more important than what you're talking about. Watching yourself play paintball, having a camera on, watching the whole entire field and what the other team is doing and what you're doing, and recognizing, like you said, patterns that you can change. That has been such a huge thing. And shout out to Victor Gamboa
Mm.
with G2 Paintball, and our coach, one of our coaches on Dynasty. He has just really taken us to the next level with film. And if you can, I think you're probably one of the few pro teams, honestly, that's doing it. But if any of you guys out there listening can do this, you need to be doing it. It's going to help you guys so much.
Oh yeah, it's big. It's already been pretty beneficial for us. So we're excited to. It is kind of difficult, It's it's hard to remember to turn that camera on. Like I said, you forget everything as soon as you put that mask on and step out onto the field. So
Yeah,
you gotta almost have another person on the sidelines to kind of help you out with it. But there's plenty of people out there, that love messing with photography and love doing video edits and stuff like that. So
yeah,
there's definitely an avenue for anybody to take to kind of trying to get a little bit more footage on themselves and develop them from there. So
and you know what else people like is money. If you got like $40, give it to someone to be like, yo, film me for like 3 hours. I give you $40, or it's the best $20 or $40 you've ever spent in your life. It's going to be the most beneficial investment for your paintball game, more so than any, anything really, like that investment into yourself and watching yourself is what's going to really take you to that next level for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Invest in you. Shell out that $20.
Yeah, I agree. I tell any team that I coach, I tell them to film their practices and watch it together. Have a Zoom meeting and go over and watch it together, because you guys all like to say, well, I was only looking this way for 5 seconds. Dude, you were there for at least a minute, and then you watch the film and it just eliminates all the arguing. You can easily see your mistakes, and it's like, all right, there's some humble pie right there. I guess I did do that wrong. That wasn't the game plan. We didn't realize until watching film after the event that in the overtime point, Blake and Dalton went to the wrong bunkers. They switched positions, and Blake kind of got shot off the break because of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of rough. Mistakes happen. Mistakes happen, and
which is humbling.
It is. Yeah, totally.
No, yeah, for sure.
And who knows? Maybe if they didn't go there, things would have worked out differently. I don't know. The universe is crazy, but we definitely, even, I hate to say this, it's so bad. That same point off the break, when I had gotten my gun back, I didn't turn my loader on. So then I go shooting off the break and my loader's off and I had to flip it on. So I missed my off the break shot too. It's like, oh my God.
Forgot to
that's
turn
crazy.
your loader on, huh?
There's a lot that went on there, huh?
Yeah.
That's funny. Man.
This is the World Cup match we're talking about, right?
The overtime point.
Okay. Man, Marcelo, the shot that you made from the inside of that Aztec I think you shot Billy out.
Yeah.
Was nuts, dude.
Thanks,
and then
dude.
you immediately went from shooting that to shooting a blind at whoever was on the D
in
side
the
and smoked him too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man. Hey, that's that flow state, man. That's that flow state for sure.
100%. I heard Tyler talking to me over there, and I just, easy money. Tyler made the big kill in that match, shooting Jesse, or Meter out of the center brick. That
for sure
situation.
But the crazy thing is, we both made half court swishes in those moments. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Buzzer beaters, just back to back.
For sure, dude. It was a wild match to watch for sure. You guys played lights out for sure.
Dude, that was gut wrenching. On that, I was like, when they tied it up and it went to overtime, I was like, come on, let's go. I was yelling so much, like, do you guys want this or not?
Right. I'm like, how are you yelling? I can't breathe. So tired.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, can we please take a timeout? And Rusty's like, no. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, it's something
Let's go.
switched. And I was like, okay, fine. No timeout. They're tired
Yeah.
too. Let's go.
Yep. And that's the key right there is, everybody was tired. And actually, Billy, we had him on the show and he talked about it. And he was like, a big factor into why he kind of maybe left himself out a little bit longer than maybe he usually is. He was like, I was dead tired.
Boy didn't leave himself out there longer. That was an excuse. He was trying to fight.
Yeah.
Man, dude, I just sent a heat-seeking missile. That was missile, dude.
Yeah, it was good.
But
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is I did that exact drill multiple times, shooting from the inside of that Aztec to the outside of that snake, because I figured as a 2, I was going to be in that position at some point. It was so easy to get into that snake and wrap. Like when Ryan and I were going to the field during the week, I set that up with a target over and over and over and over, which is crazy, you know, that it worked out like that. You know,
that's huge too.
Yeah,
that's huge. You know, it was a factor in you guys winning the biggest event of the year. You know, so it's like, it definitely makes you realize that shots have to be practiced. That's a big thing on this on the layout weekends. Like if you're not practicing the shots that you're going to be taking every single point, then you're not studying enough. You're not
totally
doing your homework enough. You know, so it's huge if there's downtime between points and your team's just kind of, you know, getting their paint together, you know, grab a cone, throw it in a spot that you know you're gonna have to shoot, and definitely get some sets on practice in that shot for sure.
Yeah, squeeze the game for everything it's worth, every moment you have out there.
Oh yeah,
you know.
I'm lucky enough to have a field. KC Crusaders is the field that we play out as well, and they have Thursday night paintball. So he's setting up the layout today, and then tomorrow I'll be able to get out there and practice those shots and try to find those shots. So it's big.
Oh, that's monumental. Yeah, having somewhere you can go during the week, and it's nice having it kind of to yourself almost, or maybe you and a couple guys, you know, where you can really get some quality time looking at where you're going to be spending your entire weekend, you know.
For sure. Yeah.
And putting those cones up, I love that too, because like you're gonna be put in these situations. So then just set those situations up and figure out how you're gonna navigate it. Like we said earlier, you don't want to be doing your homework, you know, late. You wanna get there and know everything before you have to show up and do what you got to do.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely, it's beneficial for sure.
Yep. So I'm really first of all, thank you for your service to the country, being in the Navy. I want to talk to you about that experience and like that timeline. When did you go into the Navy?
So I joined right out of high school.
Awesome.
Shipped off in 2007. So went to boot camp. I worked on F-18. It was kind of a transition platforms. So spent a lot of time on aircraft carriers. Crazy job. I can't even explain or compare it to anything else. It's just constant chaos, organized chaos on the aircraft carrier, you know. So there's 1,000 moving parts that can kill you, right? So you're definitely the most alert that you've ever been when you step up onto the flight deck. So it was an experience that, you know, not a lot of people get to experience, you know. So it's huge. And I'm grateful for where it brought me. You know, it established me and it kind of developed my professional background. And it really just it was a great thing for me. The military, if you're not sure what to do out of high school, definitely think about the military. It's so beneficial to your life and kind of the structure and direction that you go after the military. You know, you could either choose to stay in, or you can, you know, get out and use the benefits that you earn from that. You know, I got a degree in automotive science. I got an airframe and power plants licensing, all for free, because the military has a structure for that. You know, you got the VA the GI Bill, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's definitely beneficial, and I probably would have been a lifer, and my life might have gone in a completely different direction. But I had fractured my hip. I had a stress fracture in my femur, and it didn't get noticed for 4 months. So I was walking around with the stress fracture, and it kind of got to the point where it needed surgery. So they performed surgery like 3 or 4 weeks before I was actually separated from the military. So unfortunately, I couldn't put in 20, but it also, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
That's one thing with paintball and the military is, and then there's plenty of guys out there that are on this grind of trying to balance paintball and military in the same sense. And it's really hard, because military, that's you. Like if they have to go somewhere, you're right there with them. If you have watch, then there's no way of getting out of that. So
Yeah.
trying to balance that and going to national events is really difficult for a lot of military players. So
Yeah.
keep on that grind for the guys that are doing that. And
Yeah.
it was
I
pretty
love
sweet
the
though.
military
It's pretty good.
paintball scene. The
Yeah,
like,
it's awesome.
yeah. Shout out to everybody out there in the military playing paintball. And characteristically, I'm sure it has instilled a lot of values and really powerful mindsets and just ways of navigating life that otherwise, you might not have been downloaded with through that program that they instill a lot of hard-nosed characteristics into your production and making sure that you're the best version of yourself.
Oh yeah. It's been said, 1,000 times before. The military breaks you down to build you up.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
and build you up into a better person, a better soldier, a better sailor. Whatever branch you decide to choose and serve in. It's crazy. My grandfather was in the Navy, and that's what kind of pushed me towards joining the Navy. But it's crazy to see how many people have a structure in the military and then kind of just like form into it. So
Yeah.
it wasn't a huge transition for me just because my family has such a big background in military anyway. So
Mm.
it kind of developed, and that's how they raised me, with general respect for others, and having a proper stature on how you present yourself. That's huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And even coming down to posture and the way you speak to people,
Mm.
it's big, and it can definitely benefit you. Being able to sit there in an interview after being in the military was definitely more beneficial from when I was in high school trying to be in an interview. I felt more confident. I felt
Mhm.
um uh, how do you put this up?
Well,
I
sure.
had
Yeah.
better posture, right?
Yeah.
It's things like that. So
Yeah.
definitely there are some really hard times in the military, but those get kind of washed over on some of
Mhm.
the great things that it did for me. So
Sure.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Go Navy,
No.
beat Army.
Yeah. Awesome. Man.
Hey, watch it there. No, my see, now here we go. My dad
Here
was
we
an
go.
Army Ranger.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing thing, man. And I know that I wouldn't be the man that I am if it wasn't for the military, not because I went into the military, but because, my family and my dad and the way that he helped me to see things, that was all from his programming in
Oh
the,
yeah.
in that sector. So it is a great thing for a lot of people's lives, and it can set you on a tremendous path and really help you out.
No, yeah, for sure. There's
Hmm.
definitely a lot of good benefits for your career and your just life development. So
Yep. And I know, shout out to the mustache gang one time. I see you rocking your mustache, and it's kind of like we got a lot of mustache gang members in the military. So shout out to all you guys.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I'd shaved it off a few months ago, and my wife said I looked weird without it, so I had to grow it back.
I
Can't be
know.
looking weird for the wife.
Yeah, I know. Now my girl's like, I don't even know what you would look like if you didn't have a mustache. You gotta keep it, you know.
It's here to stay.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I have some Filipino genes in me, so I can't grow anything other than a mustache. Everything on the sides just doesn't happen. So
I'm kind of the same way, where I have a lot of French and Mexican and like Spanish, so like I can't really grow the sides either. It's just a little, you know, I get a little mustache. I didn't even think I could grow facial hair, and now I got a mustache, so it's pretty amazing.
Hopped into your 30s, and there she
Yeah.
goes.
There it goes.
Yeah, off to the races. I got these little patches that I can't grow hair. That's about it.
They have the roller. I've seen this roller.
I did see the roller too, you know. I
Yeah.
think I might have to give it a shot. These patches are, you know, they're uniquely me, I guess, but it's funny. It looks like Wolverine chaps.
Right.
You do get some mean Wolverines going. Yeah, for sure.
Oh man. All right, man. James, dude, it's been a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah, it is.
Do you
You too. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh,
all day,
of
man.
course, dude. Of course. We'll have to have you back on. We hope to see Uprising do well. I know, as long as we're not playing you guys, I've always been a fan of the way you guys play the game, and how you guys are always. It's that underdog story, right? Like you guys don't have a big budget to go buy all the top players, and you guys still go and take down those teams with the high budgets and stuff. So always a fan of that. And yeah, man. Let's see. Is there anything else you want to leave the listeners with?
Yeah. Instagram Uprising has only got 2,000 followers. I know there's more fans than that.
Let's
Come
go.
on, guys.
Yeah. All right.
Seattle Uprising PB on Instagram. Please go follow them. I don't even care about my Instagram, but go follow the team's Instagram.
How often are you guys posting on there?
Yeah.
I try to do it quite often, at least on the stories. We don't make a lot of like standard posts. It is kind of a fresh Instagram. Me and Tommy are usually the guys that are running it, but we definitely, you know, we try to reach out to the fans and hey, get us 5K followers.
Yeah, let's go.
And
I like
it.
Let's go.
We'll give away a jersey. Let's do it.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. Free stuff. Everybody loves
free stuff. Everybody. Come on.
That's right.
Free stuff's great. All right, man.
Awesome. Dude, I love it. So everybody go follow them, and we can't wait to see you soon, man. Just a couple more weeks, and we'll be out there playing some ball.
For sure. Sounds good, guys.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Good luck on these layouts.
Yeah,
sure.
you
Have
too.
a good one, guys.
Thank you, bro.
Peace.
Later. Yes, sir. That was an awesome one. Thank you so much, James, for coming on the show and giving us that inside look into what's going on with Seattle Uprising. We're super excited to see everybody out there at the tournament, the first event in Florida coming up in a couple weeks. And the layout actually just dropped, and we're going to be playing that this weekend. Looks like a really fun one. And thank you, everybody out there who continuously taps in with the PTG podcast and is sharing, liking, commenting, and just, you know, having fun with the whole process. We really enjoy everything that we've been able to put together with the show, and we're super grateful for everybody who continuously tunes in and supports the podcast. We can't thank you enough. If you want to support us, you can head over to ptgpodcast.com and become a supporter over there. We have all the podcasts, YouTube channel, some information on our partners, the PTG store, and the Patreon link, so you can become part of our network in there, where you get 20% off of online and personal merch, as well as a bunch of awesome stuff that we're doing for the community in there. We're actually doing a giveaway with my personal signed jersey pretty soon in there, so definitely tap in and click on the Patreon link over at ptgpodcast.com. If you want an amazing website built just like the one that we have, head to constantpursuit.com. If you're a paintball field or store and looking to take your site to the next level, definitely give constantpursuit.com a look. And if you ever have any questions, please feel free to DM us at our Instagram at Play the Game Podcast. You guys keep having fun and playing the game out there.